So if you saw my video I just posted, I now get to wait for 2 hours because the optometry at the Loma Linda VA, they don't take appointments. They I need glasses. I can't get them through community care, which is where my doctor is. Got to drive down here. It's the only option I have. And they close for lunch for 2 hours. Now, when I called and asked, can I make an appointment to come down? They said, no, we don't do appointments, only walk in. You think at that point they would have said, oh, yeah, we close for 2 hours for lunch. Nope, they say, oh, yeah, you can come in here 7:30 to 4. Okay, I'm here 7:30 to 4, but they're closed. Here's why the VA won't do appointments. If they were to do an appointment and I were to come down, they have to pay me for my travel. If they cancel, they still have to pay me. So they don't do appointments for getting new glasses because they know they'll cancel a lot of those appointments and they would have to pay veterans. But no, instead they screw veterans over. This is ridiculous. And I'm able bodied. Imagine if I were enfeebled, you know? If I were one of these old veterans, hey, welcome. See Khan who's in the house? Imagine I were a veteran who can no longer drive. This morning I drove 94 miles to get here. 94 miles to come into Loma Linda, VA, because God forbid my community care doctor in the place that did my eye exam, which is 2 miles from my house, they can't give me glasses. I got to come down here to the VA, who doesn't do appointments. And they don't do appointments, and I show up. Oh, we just closed for lunch. You have to come back at 1:45. An hour and 45 minutes later. Show me a business that closes for 2 hours for lunch. Any business. So, got me some Hawaiian barbecue. I'm going to wait this out. 73 degrees, actually 75 degrees outside. And there are people out here with jackets. People from LA are insane. How are you cold? It's 75 degrees. No breeze. It's BS. The VA is not for veterans. Yeah, yeah. The VA should not have hospitals. All VA, yeah, it's Loma Linda. All VA hospitals should be closed and turned over to Health and Human Services. Health and Human Services should run the hospitals. The VA, instead of us having to go to patient advocacy, the VA should be our advocate. We should go to Health and Human Services for all of our medical needs, and if they're not doing it, the VA should advocate on our behalf. Instead of the VA advocating for itself. All depends on the VA facility. I've only had one problem with El Paso. Yeah, that's true. It does depend upon the facility, but there are too many with bad facilities. That's one thing I'll say. Mine absolutely sucks. The Loma Linda VA sucks. They employ crooks. I had a stalker. Yeah. If you go to Veterans Affairs Media, if you go to Kahanu's channel, he had a doctor who stalked his Facebook account because she didn't like that he made a complaint. And then she saw that he plays airsoft, and she then put a what I forget what they call the hold, but pretty much uh, was limiting his care. He can't, they were trying to limit him being able to have a gun. She was saying that he was dangerous because he plays airsoft, all because they didn't like an opinion that he had. This is ridiculous. So ridiculous. The only good side is there's good food down here. Where I live, not a lot of good food choices. We got 38 people here. Everyone, if you would like this video. If you're on Twitter, hit the retweet for me. I really do appreciate it because I already tagged the Democrats on the House Veteran Affairs Committee. I also tagged the Republicans in my video. This stuff is ridiculous, and I'm not mad. I'm annoyed. Okay, I am annoyed. I can live with this. I really can. But there are veterans who are older, who have mobility issues, that they definitely do this to. And it would be one thing if I knew they were just doing it to me. I can wait around down here. I can. There's too many cases of people though who can't deal with this stuff, and they're being treated horribly. In her opinion, anyone with a BB gun is a killer. I hate to see what she thinks about future military. 12-year-olds are killers, in her opinion. Yeah, yeah. And that. Here's what this channel is about. When Kahanu told me what was going on, I did a complaint against that doctor's license. My channel, all this is about improving other veterans' lives, other military people, their lives, their families' lives. It's all about doing that. So that's why I'm doing this video. It's not for me. I'll be inconvenienced today. I will. And that's okay. I'll take that inconvenience so that the next guy doesn't have to. The VA in Muskogee, Oklahoma is great. I'm for those of you who have good VAs, I'm so happy for you. A friend of mine, she was in Long Beach. They were then she went up to Utah. They were horrible there. She came down here, had a bad experience here, but she went to Biloxi, Mississippi, and she's got a great VA there. It sucks that you have to move around to find one, but if you have a great VA, absolutely give the people there some love, because it's not always like that. I'm trying to, sorry, VA is not paying enough to attract good medical professionals. Most are fresh out of school or elderly who couldn't cut it. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. They do that. They cut their teeth on us. So we're the guinea pigs. We're the ones they make the mistakes for. I'm sure my buddy Tommy is in here. He had recently some bad experiences at the Long Beach VA. It is so sad. The VA is a good idea, concept, but if you have more than one problem, you get trashed. Yes, very true. I hope people realize this is a single payer healthcare system. The VA is. It's what everyone was advocating for back when we were looking at Obamacare, and it fails. This is a failure of a system. This is not a way that you should treat people. And anyone who says we need single payer healthcare, go to your local VA. Go to your local VA and look at the bureaucracy and the pain that people sit and talk to a couple veterans. And if you're not volunteering, I really don't want to hear your opinion, because I've seen good VAs, I've seen bad VAs. But if you're not experiencing it, don't tell me about what type of care I should have. But I'm in community care. I love my doctors. Look, right here, I got my eyeglass prescription. Last week I went to the doctor. We looked at, or last 2 weeks I've been at the eye doctor. Did all my stuff. Everything was good. My eyes look good. Taking good care of myself. And he can't give me glasses. I have to, if I want free glasses, I have to come down here to the VA. If not, I got to spend hundreds of dollars because I don't have any other insurance. So I got to spend hundreds of dollars, or I can come down here to the VA. So that's what I do. Come down here to the VA. They won't take an appointment. For those who would try to defend it, okay, well, what do you think the solution should be for me today? Let's say it's tomorrow and there's another veteran. How do we how do we improve the experience for him or her? That's what we should be focusing on. Community care for all. If you served and need help, please consider going to community care. You'll be treated like a human. This is true, but I have community care. Okay, I do have community care, but they will not let me pick out glasses at my community care doctor, even though he's got them there. He's got them there. They could have pre-approved frames and stuff like that. Nope. I got to make a 90-mile trip. That's 180 miles round trip, wear and tear on my car. They won't do an appointment because then they got to pay you. If you're coming from that far, they have to compensate you if you have an appointment. But that's not what they want to do. Can I say how much I love Hawaiian food? hmm It is frustrating, and not so much for me. Again, I'm thinking about the next veteran, the guy who doesn't have a car. Think about a homeless veteran who just wants glasses because they want to get a job and they want to improve themselves. Lao Lao is my go-to. Something simple like glasses. It's a simple thing. This is not. I'm not asking for surgery here. You know, I'm not asking for some off-the-wall type of treatment. Glasses, eyeglasses, simple thing. They don't still pay if it's service connected. No, I was denied for glasses, and well, actually, no, my vision is not service connected, but I do have 100% disability. They are responsible for all of my care, but I'm not supposed to drive the VA Senate transport van. I went to the ER because the driver driving like crap. Well, at the time the VA goes out of their way to hide benefits them, yeah, more people that use them, more money it's going to cost. Why do you think they passed the PACT Act? After the PACT Act was signed, oh, hey, we're going to look at all these conditions and now change the rating schedule. So now they don't have to pay you for things like sleep apnea. They don't have to pay you as much. I have to drive myself with no reimbursement. I have epilepsy and narcolepsy. Yeah, you have epilepsy, you should not be driving. But this is what they do. It's a bureaucracy. They're doing what they can just to keep all their money. That's why we have to document. That's why we have to document this stuff. I tagged at least three of the congressmen that deal with this VA. J.O. Bernalty, Republican, Raul Ruiz, a Democrat, and Mark Takano, a Democrat. There's one other. I can't remember who it is, though. I have a mass on my right lung, and the VA still won't make a pulmonary appointment. Yeah, that could be cancer. And they won't give you just an appointment. No, they want to go. They want everyone to go through the PCM, your primary care manager, who's just a generalized doctor. But that's all so that they don't have to pay the specialists. Sorry, I know I'm eating, but apparently it's a 2-hour lunch today. Can we talk about how ridiculous a 2-hour lunch is? Seriously. You as a taxpayer, all of you, I'm rated 100% in wheelchair bound. Prosthetic department always tries to avoid paying for any equipment that my doctor prescribes. Yeah, absolutely. Ray, I'm doing this for people like you. Not because I really don't care if I have a good or a bad experience. I want you to have a better experience. I wish I had a 2-hour lunch. Yeah, seriously. I was there at 11 o'clock when they turned me away and told me to come back at 12:45 because they're closed for lunch. Like, I can understand, hey, for 2 hours, we're at reduced capacity because we only have two people and one stays, and then the next, for his lunch, then the next one goes. I totally understand that. No problem. But nope, we're just closed until 12:45. What? Brother had his leg removed, um, and instead of helping him, they put him in a nursing home. Yeah, they like to do that. I was chairbound and I had to fight for equipment. Seems like all the VAs are bad. It seems that way. There are good ones. I will be the first one to say it. There are good ones. You see people in the thing, they wouldn't help him if he was home. Yeah, it's sad. It is very sad. Um, Rhonda, if your brother wants to talk about his experience, I'd love to have him on the show because only by talking about this stuff can we improve it. We have to shine a spotlight on it. So yeah. So now I'm sitting here outside of a Sam's Club eating my Hawaiian barbecue. Okay, you'll talk to him. Good, good. Because if I can help him any way, I want to. The rice on this is really good, and the beef is really good. The macaroni salad, just okay. Everyone who's here, please hit the like button. Retweet it if you're on Twitter. Let's see where everyone's watching from. Okay, most are watching from YouTube. But thank you for being here. So together, squeaky wheel gets the grease. The louder we are, the more videos we do, the more likely we'll see improved change. Macaroni salad needs some more horseradish. It's got a little bit in there. I think it has a fake crab meat in it. You're in Colorado? Okay. Good friend of mine lives up in Grand Ledge. You guys are north and east of me. I'm in SoCal. But, you know, it's just so frustrating because I know I'm not the only one. And, other people don't have a platform like what I do. Ooh, my. This is good. I'm going to save a lot of it for later. It was too big. Should be enough veterans to place the VA leadership positions. Yeah. But honestly, I've seen veterans who are some of the worst ones too. Civilians are lazy. You know? if if they don't have skin in the fight, they really don't care. It's 12:10 right now, so I have a half hour to kill. Anyone know of anything I should do in Loma Linda? Is there a museum around here, or a good strip club? My VA director isn't a veteran. That tells you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Those will be the worst ones. Um. Yeah. The in general, I don't like talking in generalities, but yeah, the ones with civilian lifelong bureaucrats will be the worst ones. Um. I should go to Dave and Buster's. It's Wednesday. Double points at Dave and Buster's. Army mom watching to know how to help my son if and when he needs it. He's active duty now, but won't always be. Okay. Best thing is for him to do two things. One is whenever he's got a problem, I know he'll get a lot of flack for it, but he needs to go uh, to the medics. And two, make a copy of his medical record, because they will lose your medical record. In fact, I was talking with a mass sergeant who's retiring. He's yeah, document everything, yeah, as best as he can, because yeah, that's why having it in your medical record, having a copy of your medical record is going to be key, because later on you want to be able to reference all that stuff if you can. Uh, Emails. I've said this before. Emails are a great way. Oh, why did that do that? Emails are a great way to document things. You can send yourself an email. It's now a government record. And it's time and date stamped and all that stuff. So stuff like that, if he sends himself an email because he got injured and the doctor told him this and this, and he doesn't think they put it in his medical record, that's a really good way to service connect things. Because if you have a copy of that email that you can pull out later, whoo, I've had to pull out emails on other stuff, and yeah, let me just say, it, there's people in the government who think they can pull a fast one, but if you already sent yourself an email, uh, and the officer who taught me that was not the world's greatest officer. He would dig his feet in. He was incredibly stubborn, and he required people to order him stuff, to order him to do stuff, which is normally not true of a you know chief one officer or any officer. Normally, you get told, "Hey, this is what we have to do," and you just do it. He would be like, "No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this, this, and this," and they would get mad and they would be like, "No, it's an order." So he would send himself an email and say, "On this day, I was ordered to do this, 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 and this," and that was such a good cover your butt moment, because later on, if something went wrong and they tried to pin it on him, he'd be like, "Oh, no, I got this email. And why would I send it to myself if you didn't do it?" And that saved him so much heartache. Civilians should watch the movie Article 99 with Ray Liotta, Kiefer Sutherland, and others who became stars. Factual story of how the VA is run. I have not watched that. I should watch that. I should, yeah, I should watch that. Sounds like interesting movie. I do like good movies that not everybody, you know, if it's a good movie and just didn't get a lot of attention, I like checking it out. A good Now, I'm not one who recommends a lot of war movies. After I've been to Afghanistan, I kind of am like, I'm just gonna get mad watching them, because I'll pick out all the things that I know they're doing wrong, and it takes me out of the movie. Whereas before I came in the military, oh, I could watch movies and a lot of war movies and be like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But one that I think really is good is one called When Trumpets Fade. And if you haven't seen it or heard about it, it's because it came out a couple months after Saving Private Ryan. And it deals more with the psychological aspects of war. It's a guy he's a piece of crap soldier. Uh, his whole squad gets pretty much taken out, and he doesn't want to serve anymore. It's before the Battle of the Bulge. It's the Battle of the Hurtgood Forest. And he makes a deal with his company commander that his company commander will sign him Section 8, mentally ill, to leave the front lines if he just agrees to train the new squad or new platoon that comes in. So the new platoon comes in, and he starts training these guys, and they start doing all these, these attacks and whatnot. And I mean, he is a sorry ass leader. He's like, look, you don't do what I'm gonna tell you. And at one point, he ends up shooting a guy because the guys didn't listen to him, and now is putting everybody in danger. But it's a good movie about reluctant leadership when trumpets fade. The main character, he's been in a couple other movies, I can't remember him, but the Clancy Brown, who was, if you watch Shank Redemption, he was the guard. He's the platoon commander, and we are. Looks like everyone's back. Sorry for the problem. Um, yeah, it was just a problem with my phone. Uh, got too hot. uh, but looks like, hold on, it looks like everyone's back. Most people are here from YouTube. YouTube normally does a pretty good job. If someone could just text for me, so I know you guys are getting a good signal and everything's good with the stream. Just give me a thumbs up or something. Sorry that you have to watch me pick my teeth. I just don't like having stuff in my teeth. Okay, there we are. We're good. I appreciate it. But yeah, the movie When Trumpets Fade, the battalion commander is played by the country music singer Dwight Yoakam. Uh, and he's really good in it too. Um, and Timothy Oliphant, he plays the other platoon commander, and he's really good in it. In one of his early roles, so that's a good movie. But yeah, Article 99, I'll check that out. Maybe I can do a thing where I watch it and you guys get a live react from me. Um, okay, it's 12:20 about. I'll be going back here soon, and man, it's like I had so much planned for today, and like because it takes me so long to drive here that driving back home because it's literally 95 miles. I previously had mapped it out. It's 95 miles for me to come to my VA. So I was gonna like do stuff on the way because I got to be back at home at a certain time, and so now all that stuff I have to cut out, and now I got to figure out when I'm gonna do that stuff. All because they close at 11 and don't reopen until quarter to one, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. How many businesses do you think will close for just shy of 2 hours and you know do well? Only government could close for 2 hours for lunch. Better get that reimbursed. I'm not. There's no. There's they don't take appointments for glasses, so there's no reimbursement. The VA police, yeah, pretty much. The VA police. There's. Uh, there's other parts of government that'll be this inefficient. This is why, really, here's what the VA needs. Every VA, instead of having patient advocacy, we should have a board of veterans who are just all, and we could make it like an elected type thing where it's just veterans who are on this board, an advisory board. But when there's a problem with care, it comes up to that board because we'll listen to other veterans. I mean, and trust me, I get veterans who scream at me every day. I get comments from veterans who say nasty things to me. I can take it. I know other veterans can take it. We're rough on each other. But if we had a board like that, just like how some the patient advocate and overpaid, absolutely useless and overpaid, they are. Um, mind if you were to call the VA Loma Linda Patient Advocacy right now, if you were to call them right now and said that you watch this stream, it's going to go to voicemail. It will go to voicemail, guarantee you. I've done enough with them. Like you'll get they'll want you to leave a voicemail and they'll get back to you, and they'll get back to you next week sometime. That's how they operate. It's not customer service. It's not there to help. Yeah, but if we had a panel of veterans with some type of power to be able to make changes or to put like restrictions on people and whatnot through the VA, that would be a really powerful thing. Um, that would be a step in the right direction. I still say that the VA itself needs complete and total restructuring. We should not have VA hospitals, in my opinion. The Health and Human Services should take over all the VA hospitals. The VA should just be a clearinghouse to say, okay, here's where you're rated. Here's all your stuff. My VA closes 11:30 to 1 for lunch, same as the mess hall lunch hours were for me in the Army, probably because it's located in Fort Bliss, Texas. I mean, that could be. Uh, I mean, if you're going to close for 2 hours, have because I was there at 11, and they were closed already, and told me come back at quarter to 1. My patient advocate department changed its name. It's now customer service. We aren't patients anymore, just paycheck. Well, there's something to be said. Your whole situation, man. I don't know how you've dealt with it and not completely lost your mind. You have one of the worst experiences I've ever seen of a veteran. They've really gone out of their way to screw you over. Um, for those who weren't here earlier, Kahanu, that's who Veterans Affairs Media, he had his doctor stalk his Facebook, and because he was playing airsoft, she said he was dangerous. So, paintball and airsoft are dangerous, I guess. But even though no one dies during it, no one gets hurt, and if they do, it's normally like sports injuries. Um, but yeah, if they did that, the VA would actually be on our side. Instead, we have to fight these guys. I don't know why you want to fight veteran. I don't want to fight any veteran. Like, really, dude? There's multiple spots, but this guy's got to park right next to me. Um, I must look friendly. Do I look friendly? I think I look like an ass. But yeah, so the advocacy board should be made up of veterans. Yep, I tried to say that earlier, but it didn't come out right. No, I totally agree with you, Sylvia. That's yeah, it should be just a board of veterans just to improve our own care because they don't care. They don't give one bit. You definitely look. Well, thank you. I'll take the compliment. Uh, but yeah, okay. So one thing I do want you guys to do, there's another group of veterans. They do the Return to Roots Milda Vet podcast. They're right here on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, they do have a Twitter as well. Make sure you follow those guys. They're really good. But when they were having me on the show, there's a lot of back and forth behind the scenes beforehand, and they they asked me for some pictures for promotional material so they could promote the show before we did the interview and everything. And I sent them some pictures, and they were like, "Hey," they sent them back to me with their artwork and whatnot, and said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Well, it's only going to get so good because it's a picture of me, me and my ugly mug." And Chris, the one guy, he goes, "I just snort laughed reading that." Um, hold on here. Even the family who were raised can handle BS from the VA. Uh, they just don't like it. The little town I am in, VA is not helping people here. That's the sad part. Yeah, it is. It's very sad. And when there is a problem like this is why I am recording this, is to document. Because when there is a problem, there are veterans who will discount what the problem is. Again, I'm not doing this like I'm inconvenienced. It sucks. I'll get on with it. You know, I was pissed when I did my initial video that I put out. I'm not mad. I'm annoyed, but I'm not mad right now. I removed myself from the situation, went and got myself something to eat, something to drink. I'm good. But I still am going to do what I can to improve the experience for the next veteran. And that's the whole point of this. And I hope you guys, okay, you're running, you have a good one, man. You take care. I know you're doing great things up there. Um, but that's why I do this, so that we can get the word out, so we can share this to get other veterans better experiences. And that's my goal. So I hope that comes off. This isn't, the skipper's the skipper's or what I say, bitch session. That's not what this is. This is because if someone sees this that is in the know, and feel free to tag, send this to your congressman. This happens. These things happen to veterans. It's about improving their experience. So it's not about me. It's about the next guy. Um, it's 12:26. It's probably going to take me another 10 to 15 minutes to get back over there. So I'm going to end this. Please hit the like, share, subscribe, whatever, retweet, whatever you need to do so this word on this gets out. But I'm going to end this because I'm going to go back over there. And if I get turned away or if I have any other problems, I'm coming right back on here because I'm documenting all this. And I'll be in there. I guarantee you I'll do another live stream from the VA hospital. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Stick around. We'll see what happens. To all of you, I hope you have better experiences out there. And to every single one of you out there, thank you for being worth serving.